Good morning, students. In the previous lecture, we have observed the icebreaker activities of the very first poem, Song of the Open Road. After that, we have also seen the information about the title and information about the poet Walt Whitman. Now, today, it's a healthy atmosphere, it's a fresh morning, and we are going to start the actual poem. As far as our own life is concerned, the poem is very interesting. If you take the interest, and you have to take the interest. Before to start the poem, I would like to explain you a summary of the poem, Song of the Open Road. Then it will be easy for you to understand the poem. Now listen, the speaker of the poem is describing a trip on which he is embarking. He is going on a trip. He describes himself as being healthy and free. He realizes he is the only person who is in complete control of his life. He himself is the controller of his life and journey. He chooses his own destiny. Because of this realization, he does not have to wish or hope or pray for good fortune. He attests that he himself is his own good fortune, and that is all he needs. There is nothing that he is lacking in his life. Everything is there in his life. So he need not to ask anything else for the Almighty. He will reach his destination on his own without the support of anyone else. The earth will provide him with anything extra that is necessary. And if he needs something, earth will definitely provide him. He need not to ask for anyone else. This is not to say that the road he is taking is not paved with imperfections and burdens. Rather than worry, however, the speaker has decided to take those burdens with him and deal with them as they arise. This is the short summary of the poem. Hope you understand it. Again and again you have to listen the same audio clip, then and then you will understand what is the summary of the poem. Now listen. Whitman separates his poem into 4 separate stanzas. If you have the PDF, then look on the page number 94. Whitman separates his poem into 4 separate stanzas. With the exception of the first stanza, which contains only 3 lines. The other stanzas contain 4 lines of verse. The poem utilizes free verse. We know all those things. The lines are unrhymed and varying lengths. Song of the Open Road is told from a first person point of view. Remember, a first person point of view, and the speaker, perhaps Whitman, knows himself very well. This is the highlighted points in the poem. Now I will hope you have gone through the poem. So now I will read the poem and explain it. Afoot and light-hearted. I have highlighted the words afoot and light-hearted. I take to the open road, healthy, free, and the world before me. Afoot means what? Being prepared or progressing. And light-hearted means without cares or cheerful manner. Cheerful manner. The long brown path before me leading wherever I choose. Wherever I choose. Now these are the three lines. So in the first stanza, the speaker begins his journey. Speaker begins his journey. Now listen, the poet is setting out on the open road on foot. The poet is setting out on the open road on foot. Few things are highlighted here. That is the first one, the poet is setting out on the open road on foot. The second one, free in mind, light-hearted, free in mind, light-hearted and open to all. Free in mind, light-hearted and open to all. He is going to experience while traveling alone on road. He is going to experience. The reader is able to glean several important points. First, that is, I have told you, the speaker is setting out on the open road on foot, and secondly, he is light-hearted and open to all he is about to experience. The speaker realizes he himself is the controller of his journey. He himself is the controller of his journey. And the atmosphere is healthy. Atmosphere is free. Healthy in a sense, पोषक. काहीतरी नवीन करून दाखवायचं म्हटल्यानंतर जे वातावरण लागतं, जो मूड लागतो, तो मूड, ते वातावरण या ठिकाणी आपल्याला असलेलं पाहायला मिळतं. अगदी हेल्दी वातावरण आहे, फ्री आहे, विदाऊट एनी बर्डन, आणि समोरचं जग हे अगदी ओपन आहे. ही हिमसेल्फ विल चूज हिज पाथ फॉर जर्नी. ही हिमसेल्फ. The long brown path before me leading wherever I choose. I have not chosen my destination, but wherever I want to go, wherever I want to go, wherever I choose, I am totally free for that. Burden is not on my heart. I am free, and the atmosphere is completely healthy. It means the democratic points are highlighted here. The journey of life and the open road, where to go, don't know, destination, destiny, yet not decided, but he has to go, and he is on the march. He has decided to go on. Just remember, students, free, liberty, open, healthy, these are the dominant words in the poem. As we know that road is completely open for me and nothing is there to disturb me. Nothing disturbing me. No one is disturbing me. So, brown path means what? That word has got importance in the tourist department. For the tourists. म्हणजे समोरचा रस्ता जो आहे तो ब्राऊन आहे. म्हणजे पर्यटन क्षेत्रामध्ये या ब्राऊन शब्दाला अनन्यसाधारण असं एक महत्त्व आहे. कारण आपण सुद्धा, वी ह्युमन बीइंग्स आर द टुरिस्ट्स. आपण एक पर्यटक आहोत. आणि या ठिकाणी पोएट असं म्हणतोय की मी ठरवतोय रस्ता कोणता, ते बंधन कुठलंच नाही. एव्हरीथिंग इज फ्री. Henceforth I ask not good fortune. Henceforth I ask not good fortune. I myself am good fortune. Henceforth I whimper no more, postpone no more, need nothing. Done with indoor complaints, labories, cureless criticisms. Strong and content I travel to the open road. So listen carefully, students. Here the poet says that. Here the poet says that he does not have to pray. He does not have to pray for good fortune or good luck, because he himself is the maker of his own fortune. He himself is the maker of his own fortune. म्हणजे काय तर मला देवाला काही मागायची गरजच नाही. आय हॅव ऑलरेडी एव्हरीथिंग अँड द ऑलमायटी हॅज गिव्हन मी होल थिंग्स. मला कोणाजवळ दया याचना करायची गरज नाही. इन मराठी वी कॉल इट ॲज तूच आहेस तुझ्या जीवनाचा शिल्पकार. आपलं आयुष्य आहे, आपण स्वतः घडवू शकतो. आपल्या आयुष्याला घडवणारा दुसरा कुणीच नसतो. अनुभव जगात स्वतः घ्यायचे असतात. दुसऱ्याच्या सांगण्यावरून अनुभव आपल्याला मिळत नाही. ही इज फुल्ली सॅटिस्फाईड. ही इज फुल्ली सॅटिस्फाईड विथ व्हॉट ही हॅज, सो ही विल नॉट विम्पर. ही विल नॉट विम्पर. विम्पर मीन्स make a series of low, weak, sad cries, especially with fear and pain. म्हणजे मी इथं रडत बसणार नाही. मी कुठल्या गोष्टीचा दुःख करत बसणार नाही. whimper or cry or hesitate to do what he owns because he is in need of nothing. He is in need of nothing. He is no longer willing to be confined inside. He does not bother at all of the others. Hurts criticism. Others hurts criticism means what? Most of the people speak behind us. Most of the people criticize us, not on the face but behind us. They criticize us. जगात खूप सारी अशी लोक आहेत की जे आपल्या पाठीमागं बोलत असतात, आपल्यावरती टीका करत असतात. बट हिअर द पोएट इज नॉट थिंकिंग अबाउट सच काइंड ऑफ पीपल. पीपल्स हर्ट्स क्रिटिसिझम. इट मीन्स दॅट द पोएट इज मेंटली स्ट्रॉंग अँड सॅटिस्फाईड. ही इज हॅप्पी टू बी ऑन द ओपन रोड. द पोएट इज हॅप्पी टू बी ऑन द ओपन रोड and he is going to start a new journey of his life. म्हणजे इथून पुढे आता पोएट कुठल्याही गोष्टीसाठी रडत बसणार नाही. अशा या सुंदर पोषक वातावरणात पुढे पोस्टपोन करणार नाही. आता तो कुठलीही गोष्ट पोस्टपोन करणार नाही, म्हणजे पुढे ढकलणार नाही. कारण आता त्याला कुठल्याच गोष्टीची गरज नाही. आपण नेहमी म्हणतो आज करूयात, उद्या करूयात. म्हणजे कुठल्याही गोष्टीची सुरुवात करताना आपण नेहमी असं म्हणतो की आज नको, उद्या करूयात, परवा दिवशी करूयात. याचा अर्थ असा आहे की या ठिकाणी पोएट असं म्हणतो की आत्ताच, राईट नाव, आय हॅव टू स्टार्ट व्हॉट एव्हर आय वॉन्ट टू स्टार्ट दॅट, बट दॅट राईट नाव आय वॉन्ट टू स्टार्ट. क्युरलेस क्रिटिसिझम. क्युरलेस दॅट मीनिंग complaining and showing that one is irritated criticism. That is the meaning. He is happy to be on the open road. And here the poet speaks about his stress-free life. His fearness continue throughout the poem. His fearness. Being free means what? Listen. Being free means being able to do work of his own choice. That is the freeness. Being free, completely free to do whatever we want. आता या ठिकाणी पोएट जो आहे, द फिगर्स ऑफ स्पीच और द पोएटिक डिव्हायसेस, Whitman write cureless criticism. That one, the use of alliteration here emphasizes the speaker's carefree tone and which is continued throughout the course of Song of the Open Road. Song of the Open Road. Now look at the poem once again. The earth that is sufficient. The earth that is sufficient. I do not want to constellations any nearer. Constellations any nearer. I know they are very well where they are. I know they very well. They are very well where they are. I know they suffice. I know they suffice for those who belong to them. Those who belong to them. Here, constellations means what? In this context, here the fate or the destiny or the influential groups of people. Influential group of people. Suffice means what? Serve, suit, avail. That is the meaning of suffice. It seems that आता या ठिकाणी लहान सहान जी काही भांडणं आहेत ती सगळी मिटवलेली आहेत, पूर्ण केलेली आहेत. प्रवास मोकळ्या मनाने सुरू केलेला आहे. जो प्रवास आहे तो कंप्लीट मोकळ्या मनाने सुरुवात केलेला आहे. इतरांवर टीका करणे इत्यादी सर्व गोष्टी या पाठीमागं सोडलेल्या आहेत. डोंट गिव्ह रिॲक्शन्स टू सच थिंग्स. डोंट थिंक अबाउट द पीपल अँड मेक युअर ओन फ्युचर. इफ यू think again and again about the criticism, about the people's criticism, about the rubbish things, then it is not possible for you to make your own future. If you want to make your future, then it is certainly necessary that you have to neglect, you have to ignore all those things. You have to keep it behind. Now come to the stanza. Here it seems the poet wishes to separate himself from the others. Poet wishes to separate himself from the others. He says, the poet says, the earth is fine, and the way the earth is, he is also fine in the present state. He is also fine. He doesn't want to be closer to the stars. To be closer to the stars, the group of people, he knows they are fine where they are. The stars and moon and the galaxy, they are fine where they are. They are good enough for those who belongs to them. They are good enough. We shall know about the and the lesson of life, that these things where they are good. It seems the poet intends to retain his free will and freedom. He does not want to include himself in the group of people and wants to remain free from the crowd. He does not want to mingle in the people. Here earth is fine the way it is, and he does not desire to be any closer to the stars than he already is. Means he is already in good fortune. I will repeat once again. He knows they are fine where they are, and he knows they are good enough for those who belong to them. This last line is in strong contrast to the rest of the poem, where the speaker emphasizes his free will and independence, which means he probably does not include himself in the group of people who belong to the constellations. I have given you the meaning, that fate, he does not belong to them because he does not need them. Need them म्हणजे या ठिकाणी आता अत्यंत मजबूतीने तो समोर जातोय. पोएट जो आहे तो अत्यंत मजबूतीने समोर जातोय. रस्ता निवडायचं स्वातंत्र्य आहे, आणि जे उद्दिष्ट त्याने ठरवलेलं आहे ते उद्दिष्ट तो कुठल्याही परिस्थितीत मिळवणार आहेच, ते पण समाधानाने. कारण या ठिकाणी पोएटला सगळं स्वातंत्र्य आहे. जीवनाचा प्रवास मजबूतीने आणि पृथ्वीकडे जे आवश्यक असलेलं सगळं काही आहे, स्किल आहे, ते सगळं आहे. आता या तारकांची, या स्टार्सची, या चंद्राची मला गरज नाही. कारण ते ज्या ठिकाणी आहेत, ते ज्यांचं वैभव आहे त्यांच्याच ठिकाणी म्हणजे आकाशाचं ते वैभव आहे आणि तिथंच ते शोभून दिसतं. विथ दी हेल्प ऑफ अर्थ आय विल नॉट मेक माय फ्युचर, सॉरी आय विल मेक माय फ्युचर. वॉट एव्हर आय हॅव आय विल ट्राय टू मेक माय फ्युचर, बिकॉज अर्थ हॅज गिवन मी सो मेनी थिंग्स. आय एम नॉट गोइंग टू आस्क anything for the Almighty that please give me this thing, that thing. If I doesn't have anything, I will prepare myself, I will try to earn that thing. आता ते ज्यांच्याकडे आहेत ते त्यांच्याकडेच चांगले दिसतात. डू नॉट एक्सपेक्ट फ्रॉम अदर्स. द थिंग इज दॅट वी शुड नॉट एक्सपेक्ट मच थिंग फ्रॉम द अदर पीपल. दॅट इज द थीम ऑफ दिस स्टांजा. And in the fourth stanza, now listen carefully, the fourth stanza is physically separated from rest of the poem. Physically separated. And when we separate such stanzas and write it in a bracket, that is called as a parenthesis. Parenthesis. That is, it might be possible that parenthesis is the theme of the poem. थीम म्हणजे पूर्ण कवितेचा सार तो असू शकतो. लक्षात घ्या, इथून पुढचा भाग जो आहे शेवटचा स्टांजा तो एका कंसात दिलेला आहे. त्याला आपण इंग्रजीमध्ये पॅरेंथेसिस असं म्हणतो. कशासाठी हे लिहिलेलं आहे? कारण समथिंग इज देअर इन द माइंड ऑफ पोएट अँड वी हॅव टू अंडरस्टँड इट. समथिंग इज देअर इन द माइंड ऑफ पोएट. स्टील लिसन. Still I carry my old delicious burdens. Old delicious burdens. I carry them, men and women. I carry them with me wherever I go. I swear it is impossible for me to get rid of them. I am filled with them and I will fill them in return. What a good lines. What is the meaning of these lines? So listen. Still I carry my old delicious burdens. It means that here the poet wants to mean that he also has his personal problems, his personal issues, but he is not in anxiety. He is not in anxiety. For that, rather, he relishes to carry his problems with him. He is ready to carry all those burdens, all those problems with him. He calls those problems as old delicious burdens. Old delicious burdens. Burdens it is possible, old burdens or old delicious. आता या ठिकाणच्या ज्या आठवणी आहेत, ओझं, बर्डन म्हणजे ओझं, पण कसलं ओझं? छान, गोड, सुखद, आनंद देणारं ओझं. बर्डन म्हणजे काय आहेत बघा, याच्या स्वीट मेमरीज आहेत. ओल्ड डेलिशियस बर्डन म्हणजे स्वीट मेमरीज, अ टाइम स्पेंट विथ समवन, अ क्वालिटी टाइम स्पेंट विथ समवन, अ मोमेंट स्पेंट विथ समवन. दिस इज कॉल्ड ॲज अ डेलिशियस बर्डन्स. काही आठवणी अशा असतात की त्या आपण पाठीमागं ठेवू शकत नाही. ठेवायची इच्छा जरी असली तरी आपण त्या ठेवू शकत नाही. आपोआप त्या आठवणी, गोड आठवणी आपल्या सोबतच येतात. आणि मी सुद्धा म्हणजे पोएट सुद्धा तोच म्हणतोय की या ज्या आठवणी आहेत या आपल्यासाठी गोड असतात, कारण आपण टाईम स्पेंड केलेला असतो, मोमेंट स्पेंड केलेले असतात, म्हणून त्या डेलिशियस असतात आपल्या मित्रांसोबत, फॅमिलीसोबत. आणि हे गोड ओझं प्रत्येकालाच आवडतं. आणि आपण किती जरी पाठीमागं सोडायचं म्हटलं तरी मनाच्या कोपऱ्यात हे ओझं कुठंतरी असतंच. अँड ही कॅनॉट गेट रीड ऑफ हिज ओल्ड प्रॉब्लेम्स. ही ॲक्सेप्ट्स दोज प्रॉब्लेम्स इन हिज लाईफ. पोएट ॲक्सेप्ट्स इट. वॉल्ट विटमन एक्सप्रेसेस his ability to control his life amidst his problems. His ideas of self-determination influence the readers. इन्फ्लुएन्स द रीडर्स. आता ह्या कुठल्या आठवणी आहेत? आय विल एक्सप्लेन वन्स अगेन. हिज यूज ऑफ वर्ड डेलिशियस is no accident. It is not accidentally used. Through that word, Whitman conveys the sense of relish the speaker's feeling for his burden. In the second line of the final stanza, the speaker admits to all that he carries them with him wherever he goes. This thought is continued in the final two lines of the poem. The speaker declares, hello, the speaker declares that he cannot read himself, that is, get rid of himself of them. Instead, he is filled with his burdens, and in return, he feels them. The speaker is stating here that his burdens do not define him. Rather, he accepts them, he carries them with him wherever he goes. या ठिकाणच्या ज्या आठवणी आहेत त्या आठवणी पोएट सोबत घेऊन जातोय. आठवणीमध्ये प्रसंग असतील, मोमेंट असेल, टाईम असेल, फ्रेंड्स असतील, म्हणजे माणसं असतील, हे सगळे सोबतीला असणार आहेत. आणि या ठिकाणी पोएटला खात्री आहे की मी या लोकांपासून माझी स्वतःची सुटका करून घेऊ शकत नाही. त्यासाठीच मी या सगळ्या आठवणी सोबत घेऊन जातोय. इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल फॉर मी टू गेट रीड ऑफ दीज थिंग्स. म्हणून मी या आठवणी सोबत घेऊन जात आहे. ही सगळी माणसं माझ्या मनामनात भरलेली आहेत. ही जी काही आठवणीतली माणसं आहेत माझ्या मनामनात भरलेली आहेत, आणि ही सगळी माणसं मी सोबत घेऊन जाणार आहे. या माणसांच्या आठवणी सोबत घेऊन जाणार आहे. आणि मी पण अशी कामगिरी करून दाखवणार आहे जेणेकरून आत्ता ती माणसं जशी माझ्या मनामध्ये आहेत तशीच आठवण, तशीच प्रतिमा, माझ्याबद्दलची प्रतिमा या सगळ्या माणसांच्या मनामध्ये नक्कीच मी निर्माण करेन. आणि त्यासाठीच या हेल्दी, फ्री, लाईट हार्टेड मनाने अशा या वातावरणात मी पुढे जाणार आहे, माझा प्रवास सुरू करणार आहे. अशी अगदी ही सुंदर कविता, पॉझिटिव्हनेस अशा गोष्टी घेऊन आपल्याला नक्कीच एनकरेज करण्यासाठी ही जी कविता या ठिकाणी आहे विटमननं लिहिलेली, व्हाईट विटमननं लिहिलेली कविता आहे. अगदी सुंदर आहे. पुन्हा एकदा व्हिडिओ तुम्ही ऐका, तुम्हाला नक्कीच कळून जाईल. लिसन अगेन अँड अगेन द सेम ऑडिओ क्लिप, यू विल अंडरस्टँड what is there in the poem. It's too easy. Tomorrow we will try to find out the figures of speech. And in the present poem, if you have any difficulty in understanding, so please call me personally or message me on my WhatsApp. Thank you very much. Have a good day.